Hey guys, Joel from Strength and Motion Academy here. Today we're going to work off what we did last week. We talked about breathing and I related that to stress. We're going to make it a little bit cooler today. We're going to make it about performance. So I really want to sell to you why the diaphragm is important in terms of core function, and then we're going to relate that to lifting just so it actually makes a bit of sense. So here is our rib cage, our lower back and our pelvis. And I'm going to be talking about what we call the intrinsic core today, or sort of the deepest level of the core that provides us core stability, and what we call intra-abdominal pressure. So at the top of this system, just in the top of the ribs here, I talked a little bit about that last week, is the diaphragm. And that's a dome-like structure. I'm not going to get too crazy into the anatomy here, but it sort of attaches to the bottom 5 ribs and the front here. And when we breathe, it actually comes down. So it starts as an upside down dome, like a mushroom top, and comes down when we breathe. In the front here, we have the transverse abdominis. If you guys don't know what that is, it's our deepest layer of our core musculature, and the lines run transversely. So it's almost like a corset. It pulls everything in. And its role is to also create pressure within this unit. So we have that in the front, so it has fibers running this way. In the bottom of this unit, we have the pelvic floor. And I guess the easiest way to explain what that is, if you're trying to pee and then you stop the flow, that little muscle that does that is your pelvic floor. So women who give birth sometimes have issues with that, and like CrossFitters who pee on the floor and stuff. That's because there's dysfunction with this system. And in the back here, we have these little deep spinal stabilizers called the multifidus or the multifidae, and they make this into almost like an abdominal box. So why are these guys all related, and why is this important? When we breathe, as I spoke about earlier, and you have a functioning diaphragm, this dome actually then travels downwards into the system, and that creates pressure that fills this all up. And if we have the spine here, and we have stability, pressure in this system, it creates stability for the low back, and then therefore nothing can move. So if I've breathed in and I have almost this vacuum or this wall of air around my spine, how am I going to have spinal instability and have my back? If I don't have diaphragm function, and this doesn't fill up, I'm not going to have pressure around my spine, and therefore it's not going to be strong, and therefore probably will move during lifting, and I have potential to injure myself, okay? So if you haven't seen part 1 of the video, go and watch it, and that'll explain how to get this guy going. Now we're going to go over to a deadlift bar, and I'll sort of explain how to do a little brace, and you can see what's happening there. So we're going to sprint. Okay, film a little kid. Here's one more detail about the diaphragm. When our ribs are flared, it basically shuts down. So for those of you who come into this is deadlifting with a really overly arched back, you're not actually going to breathe into your core. You're going to be breathing into your chest, which is not going to create any intra-abdominal pressure or that support of the low back. So first thing we need to do is get the ribs down, which means tense the front of your abs a little bit. When that tension's on, then I'm going to try and breathe into here, and it's sort of hard to see, but I'm going to tense my abs and suck in a touch, and then try and breathe into that unit. And I'm also at the same time tensing my low back muscles, and that's creating a 360-degree brace around my spine, okay? So whenever I do an exercise, I actually breathe in, create that brace, and with that brace still on, I perform a rep, exhale at the bottom, reset the brace and repeat. So if your breathing's all over the place during a set, and you're not consciously creating pressure at the bottom of a rep, you have potential for losing stability and therefore lifting less and hurting yourself. That goes for a lot of other exercises, but probably your squats and your deadlifts are most important of really, I struggle breathing there, so I'm struggling a bit now, but really locking down and creating pressure around your spine, which will mean it won't move. If you've got nice force transfer, you're stronger, you're better. If you have any questions or anything, give me little comments below, and I'll see you guys next week. Done.